Welcome back to the Visual Novel Backlog. Last time we left off, I had just finished day 3. And I also remembered that I didn't read these little stories that are unfolding. So I'm going to go back and read all 3 of the ones that I completed before we dive into the transition to day 4. Day 1. The black mare thundered through the icy rain, shining wet in the silver moonlight. Her cloaked rider was exhausted, cold, and soaked to the bone. He knew he would not survive the night if he did not reach Back Barrow. A deep pain radiated down the side of the rider's head, where he had sliced himself with a diverging hook, and his thoughts were scattered and torn. He could not see out of his left eye. 2 days earlier, the rider and his fellow adventurer were deep underground, exploring the tunnels below the Kirkhead Tower, when they made a discovery. Their elation at their find would soon turn to horror. Okay, what are we going to get this time? A key. Fantastic. After a disagreement between 2 houses, I was buried behind lock and key. Ooh, okay. It's raining today. I love when there's like weather happening outside in game. Okay. I'm gonna look for lock and key. I'm just gonna see if those happen to be streets. Does not appear so. Okay. Is there... Okay, there is a lock house. That is 7. Which is... up here. Oop. I forget that I can interact with things. Is there anything that has key in its name? Keystone Manor is this one. And that thing in the corner right here is kind of between them. So let's try that. Oh, okay. Off to a bad start already. This is Keystone Manor. This might be behind it, this like empty field. Okay, had to go on the opposite side. A large fat slab of granite marks the otherwise empty field. It bears an inscription. On this spot, in the year 1813, Arthur Key did shoot and kill the beloved horse of Wellington Lock. Buried at the foot of the slab, I find an unlocked chest containing a handful of legal documents, as well as a pistol and another item that catches my attention. Fascinating. Oh, you're up today. Do you like the weather? Well, the shop is still standing. That's something. Say what you will about Undermere, but this town is never quiet for long. I leave for a few days and suddenly everyone's talking about ravens and curses. I'm going to need to find Verona to get up to speed on what's going on. At least I didn't come away from Ravenglass empty-handed. I can always rely on Quiet Susan to unearth an interesting trinket or 2. Ooh. Well, that's a big chunky boy. I am not a good person. I'm pushing away the only people I care about. Help me do better, please. I have to change, but I don't know how. What do you have that can help me banish my inner demons and make the changes stick this time? Okay, so we're going to have to use the index. Oh, she's wearing the binding seed. So you're the thief. Okay. We don't have... Okay, there's not a word for banish. The binding seed is guilt. Maybe change? That's the horn shackle and the libula. I think we gave this to her, but it didn't help. And what was the libula? Maybe there's a symbol that I can look up. Nope. Nothing on change. Okay, I'm gonna take a hint. I mean, we gave her one of them, didn't we? Unless I gave it to someone else. Oh, this is the wrong book. There were two things. There was the horn shackle and the libulae. I think I gave her the horn shackle, so let's try to give her the libula. Nope. This is the horn shackle. Okay, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I gave it to someone else. Hello again, Doctor. The Evokind didn't snap Mr. Hungerford out of it, unfortunately. It's strange. At times he appears almost awake, but he is deep in some kind of trance, and I can't get anything out of him. He seems to be searching for something. I'm beginning to suspect this is beyond my skill set, but I'm not willing to give up so easily. I know it's a bad idea, but I'm going to need a sleep vessel to get me through this week. I don't really advise that, but let me see what I can do. 6 points of a sleep vessel are said to represent the 6 thaumic disciplines: Selenic, Dradic, Noctic, Diurnic, Wixic, and Mentic. They help people to stay awake beyond any natural limits by sorting their fatigue. Over time and repeated use, they become more and more difficult to handle, as though the undreamed nightmares within are beginning to seep out. Okay. This has some symbols, but they seem to be like the same symbols, not like different ones. Hmm. Six points. So maybe it just needs to have points. That has 4. Actually, maybe these items in here, maybe they're supposed to be up here. Because I'm thinking this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points, and there's a darkness. So I think this is your sleep vessel. Yep. Glad I remembered that. Let's give this a different color. Sleep vessel. Many years ago, I owned a silent breath, but it was already old when I inherited it, and its power died soon after. It's about time I replaced it. Silent breath. There are those that consider the white heart a prize to be claimed, but there is no glory to be had from killing such a noble guardian of the forest. A silent breath contains a small token taken from a living white stag. While the stag lives, the item will retain its power, allowing the bearer to sense danger before it arrives. Contains a small token from a living white stag. I mean, this is obviously shaped like a stag, but it is made purely of clay. Nothing that's locked back there looks like it would be it either. Okay, this is just wood. Slate. Marble. Small token from a living white stag. Allows you to sense danger. It seems, I think this might be it. Okay, that might be like a hair of the stag. Yep. Item features a white hair, potential trophy. Okay, and that was called Silent Breath. I've always wanted to try a Daedalus link. I have a personal interest in the Celestial branch, so I'm not completely new to such things, nor am I ignorant to the risks. And now I have a good reason for it. I need to take care of some roof repairs, and this would seem the safest way to approach it. Okay. A Daedalus link is a powerful object capable of producing a levitation field. The field is extremely fragile, however, so it'd be prudent not to take risks. These items are surprisingly light in weight. Their design vary, but they might point to some facet of flight, a feather or the wings of a bird or insect, for example. Smell like a rotten egg. Okay, what do those symbols mean? Do we have a symbol for Daedalus? I mean, he's not really like a god. What are the symbols on that? There's like a box with a star through it and then a moon. That's a witch sign. Okay, so witch sign plus just like a moon. So that's definitely not it. Okay, let's get out our scale. We'll put a ½ pound weight in here. That weighs more than a ½ pound. That weighs more than a ½ pound. This weighs more than a ½ pound. Okay, what does it say again? They might point to some facet of flight. Okay, they might point to a facet of flight. This has a raven. It is very light. Could this be it? Yes, okay. The ravens are back, I see. Looks like it's going to be worse this time. After speaking to Verona, I've come to extend an open invitation to visit Gleeston Castle. My family has lived there for generations, and I know there are artifacts that would be of use to you, gathering dust in hidden corners. All I ask is that you stay out of the South Tower and the master bedroom. And run anything you find by me first, of course. Okay. So, couple things. Here's something to get you started. Walk past the main staircase and turn left. Follow that corridor down to the end and go through the door to the left. There is a small plinth in the corner of that room with an item on it that you are welcome to. I never did like it anyway. Oh, okay. Walk past the main staircase, turn left, follow the corridor to the end, and go through the door to the left. So this would be the end, so probably here? Mars and winter, rising and summer. Interesting. Okay. Let's fold this map up, and we're going to explore. Oh, use the buttons to change maps. The plinth is not hard to spot in the corner of the room next to a small writing desk. A glass jar houses the object mentioned in Edmund's note. As I gather the item and turn to leave, my eye is drawn to a green book on the desk. The author's name is of particular interest. I pick it up and find Edmund on my way out, who encourages me to take it with me. I try to insist on paying for it, at least, but he won't entertain the idea. Okay. So we have an object. Let's do a little bit of tidying here. So we can get our book on here. I'm gonna put our weight back in there and end our day. At the end of a long passageway, after days spent clearing away dangerous rock falls, the duo came upon a chamber. In it they found a small stone tomb, too small to contain human remains. That was small. Oh no. Okay. These are tricky. Is it actually for here or is it for the castle? This one fits. Let's try it. Let's just try it. Yes. A portrait of some dead lord eyes me suspiciously as I enter the room and start absent-mindedly opening drawers. The room is cold and austere, and I'm about to leave when I spot a crate under the chest of drawers. This could be something. That looks very high priestess. Not sure about this fog today. It's an eerie atmosphere out there, especially with those damn ravens back again. It's usually fierce black dogs I have to worry about, not big black birds. Better off inside, I reckon. The triangle has intrigued me ever since I first heard about it as a young boy. What caused the pine trees to grow like that? Did someone plant them? I know you'll at least have heard of it, but did you know this? I calculated the exact center point, and there's a small clearing there. It can't be a coincidence. What's more, there is a certain energy about it, not entirely welcoming either. I wonder if you might take a look for yourself. Okay, let's... So not this map. It would be the other one. I mean, there's only so many forests. The triangle has intrigued me. And I don't suppose there's a place called the triangle. And... hold on. That's Eli. This is Edmund Bishop. He's the one who led us to the castle. But this is Thomas Pope, so that's someone completely different. Okay, triangle. Oh, I see it. Okay. It's this. Sure enough, as I approached the center of the curious triangular copse at the heart of Heathwood, I came across a clearing. A tree that has been split in two stands in the center. Sunlight breaks through and I take a deep breath of cleansing pine and earth. Almost immediately I'm struck by a sense of ominous power, and my intuition tells me that there's something unusual here at the heart of the wood. I examine the broken trees and notice some strange markings carved into the trunk. Heart beating faster, I spot something else embedded in the wood. 3 pendants arranged in a triangle. Okay. Let's hang them up. Let's just scooch this over. It's been years since I've performed the rite of the red knives, but I can still remember every step. I'd do it one more time before I die if I could only get my hands on an orphan spire. I tried that place in Onside and they sent me here. Orford Spire. During the Rite of the Red Knives, an Orford Spire is fully submerged in goat's blood for 9 days and 9 nights. When performed correctly, the rite is said to impart vitality and clarity of thought, although perhaps not for the goat. Okay, and then do we have anything that represents vitality? Okay, not here. What about our new book? Okay. I mean, this is all bloody, right? It has an energy about it. It's not rust, it's blood. Okay. It does have a symbol, this like eye. Do we have anything that looks quite like that? We have foresight. But that's a rounded eye. This isn't. Okay, well, it is correct. Orford Spire. Oh, 2 of the points are visible in the sketch. That's clever. Welcome back. I need to go again for a few days again. The Order of the Black Veil will have the information I'm looking for. They seek to understand the world beyond death, drinking an elixir that sinks into the deep trance. If I'm right, they may be able to shed some light on these events. The only problem is, I burned that bridge long ago. Could you hand me that Guise of Lillian? It won't be the first time I've used one to get around their hatred of me. Okay, Guise of Lillian. These items can allow the bearer to pass unrecognized. If used for any length of time, the wielder can begin to lose their sense of self. The remains of bygone creatures have been used in thaumaturgy for centuries, from petrified teeth and bones to trilobites, ammonites, and devil's toenails. A Guise of Lillian is one such item that makes use of this ancient source of power, which has to be this item, because it's the one that has a fossil. Anytime I hear the name Lillian, I think of Rugrats. Oh, a new core character. Hello. Oh, is that a cat? My eyes may have completely gone now, but it's good to know I still have my cat senses. I do hope I'm in the right place. My daughter told me about a shop that specializes in unusual items. My life's joy has always been painting. Without that in my life, I'm afraid I'm at a bit of a loss. I know that I will never see again, but is there anything in your collection that might help me paint again? I feel a little foolish for asking. It seems such a small thing, but to me it means everything. Okay, so we have two options for her. Let's read about Rebecca Rose. Her eyesight deteriorated very quickly several years ago, and now she is just barely able to distinguish dark and light. This affliction has robbed her of the thing that brought her the most joy in the world, painting. And yet it has not robbed her of her determination, or her kindness, or her love of life. When she learned of strange antiquities and that it might hold a way to restore her sight, she was hesitant. She never did anything without careful consideration, but eventually her desire to paint again won over, and she decided the risk was worth taking. Okay, let's look into both of these. So we have the Aries Remnant. These objects induce a form of synesthesia, where colors and tones, light and shadow can be felt through touch. They are sometimes used by those who work in low light conditions, such as miners. The gemstones in an Aries Remnant are arranged in the shape of the constellation that shares its name. So there are 4 gemstones in an Aries Remnant. Kind of looks like this. That very well could be it. 1, 2, 3, 4. One long, one that's kind of long away. All right. That doesn't sound like a problem. And then there was something the spirit eye. There are some who stay away from spirit eyes, believing them to be a window into a world that should not be seen, and others who deride their fear as nothing more than superstition. It is not clear exactly what they do show. Another layer beneath the visible world, perhaps. A layer that requires something more than the traditional senses to experience. They draw their power from the opposing symbols inscribed upon them. Well, I'm already pretty confident this is the Aries Remnant. And actually, let me check something real quick. I want to know what kind of gemstones these are. It's a dark purple gemstone, so we don't have a name for it, but I can check my book. Diurnic. A calming stone of peace and safety. A stone of containment for amethyst. Either of those doesn't sound bad. That was what it was called, right? Yes. All right. Next. Those ravens have done for 3 more poor buggers. 2 of 'em up at Calgarth and another fella, a fisherman. People are getting a bit panicky round here. Nothing natural about folk turning up with eyes all black like that. And now this fog, too. With the nights drawing in and me working late, I refuse to walk down Holbrook Road without so much as a lantern. I had something nice and bright in mind. A sun bond. A sun bond is small and lightweight, designed to be carried discreetly, and made of a non-precious metal of some kind, housing a gemstone of light. They carry the warmth and the light of the sun, a brightness that can pierce the darkest gloom. Okay. Small and lightweight. So it's probably one of these pendants. I'll take our half-pound weight out again. It's heavier than a half-pound. About the same as a half-pound. Much heavier. About the same. Okay, and then let's check. The sunstone is definitely this amber, specifically is what's mentioned. This has an orange gemstone. This was heavy, right? Pretty sure it was. They're both orange, though. Sometimes containing impurities. Pale yellow is strength. So yeah, I think this could be it. Let me double check. A non-precious. Okay, hold on. Bronze. Okay, bronze is not a precious metal. Yeah! What was it again? Sun bond, I think. Yes. Ooh. Bend your ear to the trees, hold your palm out to the wind. The ravens can feel it. Can you? Something is stirring. I will lead a Haljan grim in the coming days. So this is the priest Audrey Bell. Followers of the warrior god Holgar are not easy to come by, but they make up for their low numbers with zeal and grandiosity. Their priests have all the self-appointed authority of a village fete organizer, and the power struggles between clergy and acolyte are as bitter and hard-fought as many a debate about bunting or cake stands. Audrey has strong opinions about death and the afterlife, perhaps forgetting that the god she follows is best known for sending thousands of people reluctantly to it, but had very little to say about its substance. Okay, so a Holgan Grim. These eerie creations are worn by priests of Holgar in various rituals relating to death and the afterlife. The sacrament to ask for his protection, Wolfsong's truth to seek his judgment, Path of the Warrior to help the dead find their way. Okay. Wolfsong's truth. Path of the Warrior. Okay, wait, hold on. There's something worn. So it's probably going to be a pendant. This has a lot of symbols on it. Maybe too many? This is tin. This has turquoise. This is 3. Black, dark green, and pale yellow. Orange. Iron and gold. Okay, let's look up the gemstones. So topaz is strength. And then we have black and emerald. A stone of the night and the darkness. There are some who fear it and some who are seduced by it. But then there's also this one. Stone of fire and fury. Black volcanic glass. Mantic. A fourth eye. A stone of sight. Dradic. A stone of the earth and nature. Okay. Pale yellowy orange, dark green, black. So this does seem to have some speckles in the black, and that's a very, very dark green gemstone. Oops. No, go back. Okay. This one. It didn't look to have red. This is dark green and striated, so this is definitely it. This fourth eye, stone of sight. This, it does look more speckly, so fire and fury maybe. I feel like this makes sense. There's like a trio. So I kind of want to guess this. Nope. Okay. Okay. Death has this symbol, like a circle with feet. It also has to be light, so that's something to keep in mind. Okay, is there a symbol for like Path of the Warrior? No. Okay, I'm gonna take a hint. I'm looking for an eerie item. I remember this was eerie. Or I guess not. Strong sense of being watched is weird. Heart feels lighter. Nothing to remark. So the being watched is the closest thing I can find. Maybe I was just massively overthinking this. Nope, that's not it either. Huh. I must be going in the wrong direction. The sketch shows a priest with their back to me, but if they're wearing a Holgen Grim, perhaps there is a clue. Oh my god. I know what it is. Come on. How do I exit? There we go. It's this. Yeah, I just completely forgot that items could go down here. That's my fault. Okay. Gotta remember to pay attention to things. The mask is eerie. Sketch shows the priest is wearing a mask. Index, we can find a sketch of Holgar. Oh, okay. That's good to know that I should back check things in the index. And this is Vivianite, which is a stone of death. Okay, I just completely missed all of that. Okay, so that was a Holgen Grim. And let's change the color of that. Okay. End of day 5. Inside was the reason they had toiled so hard, a small black casket, a very valuable small black casket. They knew enough not to open it, but perhaps too little to fully understand the danger it posed. Stairs. Up the stairs, left, then left again. Second on the right is where I spend each night. Okay, we're going back to the castle. That's fun. I generally just love poking around in here. Okay. Up the stairs. It's the stairs. Like these stairs? Then it would be left. Left again. Second on the right. I don't know that that sounds correct. Okay, maybe it's just going up these stairs. So then we go left. Left again would take us downstairs. Right? Oh no, this is where my bad spatial awareness is gonna get me. Okay, let's explore. Up the stairs, left, and then left again. Up the stairs, left, left again. Second on the right would be... I mean, because this is the first thing on the right. But we can't keep going. It hits an end, so it would make... not supposed to go to the master bedroom. This is the first left if we're coming in through here. Left. Then left again. That doesn't make sense. Up the stairs, left and left again. Okay, let's try again. If we're from here, we're walking, then it's left, left again, then it's second right. I mean, if they count this as the first room on the right, even though you'd have to go left, it could be this? Unless they're saying these are both on the right. Oh, God. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Catch a happy holidays. Let me go. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Oh my God. I feel like that. Unless I'm starting on the wrong staircase. I don't know. This one was weird for me. The bedroom looks like it hasn't been used for some time. A thin layer of dust coats the furnishings and cobwebs decorate every corner. Pulling back the thin curtains lets some light in. But more importantly, they reveal a macabre item that has been hiding on the windowsill all this time. What on earth? I'm gonna put this with the... I don't want to look at that. I think I can swap these. That's more of an I don't want to look at it. These kind of fit together. Okay. Nice rainy day. I can never get any peace in my house. When am I to find time to do my writing? I've tried beeswax, but that makes my ears sore. And besides, I can still hear the shouting and banging at all hours. I heard you might be able to help me. St. John's Anvil? These items have much in common with the St. John's poppy plant of the same name, a fact that it was reflected in their designs. They have quite different uses, however. Whereas the plant helps to overcome deafness, an anvil will dampen sound. They can even be tuned to filter out certain noises, but allow others to be heard still. Have much in common with the poppy plant. A fact. Okay, so we are gonna see something about this design. ethereal quality. Cold, warm, cool and smooth. Pinkish gemstone. Vibrates with energy. Oh. Pulsating power like a beating heart. Crackling energy flickers in the depths of my mind. I was hoping maybe there was like an entry on just the poppy plant itself. None of these quite look right to me. I don't want to get this wrong, but nothing is jumping at me. Looking for an item that features some part of the St. John poppy plant in its design. So we have these leaves, the petals, stems, and the center. Is there anything with leaves? Oh, maybe one of these, actually. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. This looks like it has more than that. Yeah, I think this could be it. Okay. It does indeed muffle sounds. Oh, I forgot about that. Okay. I think I just got caught up on it being called an anvil, that it had to be like a heavy individual object and not necessarily something you wore, but I need to stop overthinking things. You must be Thaumaturge's apprentice. I bet he's a hard man to work under. He's helped me out more than once in the past, though. And speaking of the past, my eye has been aching again lately. That can't be a good sign. I'd be willing to make a fair trade for an Elvastone, if you have one. Okay. Elvastones can be used to relieve the discomfort caused by otherwise incurable ailments such as Braxis or burning blood. The planetary metal used in these items is associated with the Selenic discipline, a connection that is also reflected in their design. And it's not this one. That's the selenic totem. But this definitely has, 3 triple moons. It is a stone as well. And I'm pretty sure that gemstone is also selenic. Oops. Yes, the moonstone. Usually pink or off-white, protection enveloping the night. I'm fairly confident this is it. Shoot. Dang it. Me and my confidence. I mean, this is also selenic. It's got, and it has an ethereal quality to it. It's got, again, triple moons. It is stone. Okay. You have to give me credit that both of those do feel very moony, okay? Alright, let's put this over here. And this is an Elva stone. And it also is... What was the... Hold on. What was the symbol for it being selenic? Oh, I didn't mark this one. Hold on. I guess there isn't one that's just selenic. I've been doing some reading. See what you make of this. That fisherman they found yesterday had been at Wyatt Beck, so I'm going to see if I can find anything out there. Here I go again, sticking my nose into troubles because I don't seem to be able to listen to that part of me that says, go put the kettle on, let someone else deal with it for a change. It's bloody-minded arrogance to follow that thought up with, but there isn't anyone else, but here we are. Here I am. They do it all wrong anyway. Okay, we did get another card. So Barton Potter is a relic hunter. Intelligent, affable, heroic. These are the words that Barton Potter would use to describe himself. Irresponsible, impulsive, and foolhardy are some of the more tasteful terms that those who have dealt with him might use. One thing is not in dispute. He knows how to track down objects, and he certainly knows their worth. He's also no coward, and he bears the scars to prove it. He's one of few who have ventured into the depths of the catacombs and lived to tell the tale. And tell the tales he does at the slightest provocation. I've been wearing a pendant that I found in the library, and it does something to me. It gives me an appetite for reading that I cannot control. I was lost in the library for 3 days without eating or sleeping before I managed to take the pendant off and escape. It is rather pretty, though. Someone told me I need a Cusick purifier, and that this is the place to get one. A small topaz gemstone, known as the Eye, is placed in a strong-smelling liquid, usually some potent barley spirit or vinegar. Small tokens, such as rings or amulets perhaps, submerged in the liquid and left for a full cycle of the moon are cleansed of simple imbued curses or hexes. Of course, there's a limit to the effectiveness of this process. Okay, so we need a topaz, which is pale yellow. Placed in a strong smelling liquid. Okay, this is a gem itself, right? It smells like rotten eggs. That's a pinkish gemstone though. I think this still makes the most sense. And it does mention the moon, which is these are moonstones. Nope. Ooh, I am dangerously close. Okay, I don't want to lose all my sanity. I'm not sure I have what I need. I should look through my letters to see if they lead me to any new discoveries. I don't think I have any letters. Maybe, let's see. She said she was going somewhere. Wyatt Beck. Let's check. Oh, wait. Is Wyatt Beck the name of a person? Oh, no, wait. Here it is. Wyatt Beck. But... I should not have come here. I must have taken a wrong turning. This isn't where I'm meant to come. Oh God. I don't have any letters. Okay. Did anyone else say they were going somewhere? Eli did. I need to get away for a few days. He's going to the order they found had been up at Wyatt Beck. She just was painting. Wyatt Beck is the only, like, maybe clue that I have. Nope. Oh, we are close. At the top of the hill is a cluster of grassy mounds, the barrows. Whoever is buried in them must have been important in their time. Nope. Okay, I need a hint. I have a note that tells me there are some items in the wine merchant next door in Strange Antiquities. No, I don't. Did I get a note that... None of these talk about Strange Antiquities. Oh, I'm so mad. Okay. Strange Antiquities is in spot 29. Right back where I started. That gave me nothing! What? The wine merchant next door. Okay. Oh my god. It's one of these two. The proprietor, a Mrs. Cranmore, begrudgingly grants me access to the cellar when I explained that I'm from Strange Antiquities next door. Yes, well, take the lot of them out of here, would you? I can't say no to Eli after all he's done for me, but I don't like the thought of those unnaturals in my cellar. Okay. This is probably it. I'm not going to submit it just yet because I obviously need to check it. Strong odor, and when I shake, it rattles. Yep, that's it. Custic purifier. I don't know how I missed a note about going to Strange Antiquities, because I swear I do not have a letter. Did I put some? No, this is just like the archived papers. And there's nothing else in the drawer. Oh. Let's put that back on the shelf. Let's put the stinky thing here. I've been working on something that you might find interesting. Did you know that nobody knows who built Strange Antiquities? It's very old, perhaps the oldest building in Undermere according to some accounts. Even Eli doesn't know all of its secrets. I've been decoding a journal that he found. It's slow work, but I've made a decent bit of a breakthrough recently. Have you discovered the plinths below the counter? I have learned that they can be used to access the shop's hidden depths. And this journal holds some of the keys. Here's something I discovered late last night. See what you make of it. Alcove key, horn shackle, evocant, and then a moon something. The writing is dense and spidering, so it's not always easy to decipher. Okay, so we need a horned shackle. I think it's this thingy. No. It's probably just putting them down here. So the horned shackle is this. Aha. An evocant. Which one was this? One's the evocant. Okay, and then a moon something. Moonstone Guardian. For the banishment of Hobbs' fear and Noctic sight. These tend to take the form of a comforting guardian. Okay. Oops. That's not what I wanted, actually. Noctic sight. Noctic just means night. Okay, it could be... Okay, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Unless I'm wrong, maybe something did happen. Oh, there we go. Ooh. Should we take these or should we leave these? I think I should probably take them because I don't want to have to do that. Wait, that's not it. The Evocant, the Selenic Totem, and this. So let's just go ahead and take everything out. After years of working in a thundering mill, I'm afraid I'm quite deaf now. I've tried St. John's Poppy, but I'm looking for a more permanent solution. I would love to be able to hear my niece's laughter. A hearing charm. Oops. Forgot I moved the books down here. Okay. A simple trinket that amplifies sounds. While generally used by a hard of hearing, they are a curiosity that can be enjoyed by young and old alike. And of course, they have more devious applications too, making it possible to eavesdrop on private conversations. Hearing charms take the form of animals known for their hearing. I mean, this is the main... Every sound has become both louder and clearer. Okay, so this is definitely it. Yay! Such a cute bat. Okay, that's the end of the day. We have another profile to read. This is Simone Green, the librarian. I believe she was also in the first game. Her and Verona. I think Eli was in the first game too. Some of these, like him, I think are newer characters. So it's kind of like a good mix. So we got one more key character to meet. Simone finished organizing the Ambleside Library and came to Undermere in search of a new challenge. She took up swimming in the lake after hearing about the health benefits of cold water, but soon found that she preferred the health benefits of a warm blanket, a roaring fire, and a good book. She manages the collections at the Wordsworth Library, following in her mother's footsteps by taking a special interest in occult writings. Okay, let's... one more pet for Jupiter. At camp that night, one of the pair had awoken with pain in his left eye. He was alert to the threat at once, recognizing two things at the same time. One, a part of his mind was not his own, and two, the casket wanted to be opened. Okay, our last puzzle for the day. This is a long one. Looks like a statue. The maiden in the tower points the way. I am buried among the trees. Okay, so I will get to Wednesday next time. I'm still enjoying myself. I have no idea what happened with the strange Antiquities letter. I don't know if I missed a bit of dialogue, if I moved the letter in a location that I can't see. Oh, what's this? Oh, were these always there? Oh, okay. I will deal with those next time. I have no idea where... Okay, I'm getting distracted. I don't know what happened with that letter though. Like I know I'm not like the neatest when it comes to organizing all of my things, and there were some times that I missed stuff when I was playing Strange Horticulture as well. But I just don't remember that clue, and I would have been stuck there for a very long time if I hadn't taken hints when I did. So I'm not ashamed taking hints in the game. But I think I'm having an okay time with it so far. There have been a couple things that tripped me up, but I haven't had a complete tank with my sanity meter. So that's good to see. I am very much looking forward to playing more of this. I hope you are too. Until next time, bye!